Channel 914. Of course, it's me, Rail Allen. And I know y'all have gotten used to seeing me with guests, like a much wider angle, somebody sitting next to me sometimes, even two people sitting here. But not today. Today, just me. We are going to review some things this year. This is how we started, with just me talking to y'all. And we're going to close the year out. This isn't going to be my last episode. This will be my second to last episode for this year. Yeah, man, so I decided to just take a little time with myself to reflect on things of the past year. A lot of things have happened, man. It's been an interesting one, that's for sure. But it's almost Christmas time, which means we've been listening to Mariah Carey for about 6 weeks now. They usually thaw her out like right around Halloween or so. You know what I'm saying? They probably should be putting her back on ice in a couple of weeks. But this also means that the year is just about over. 2022 is coming to a close. 2023 is right around the corner. This is a time of year where people start talking about all the things that they're not taking into the new year, people that are going to cut off and, all that shit. Which is always weird to me because you plan on not being somebody's friend. Why are you waiting? Like, what's so special about the first of the year? If you don't fuck with somebody, then just do it right now. I just don't know when the first of the year became the official cutoff date, but it's pretty childish in my opinion. But hey, teach his own. New Year's resolutions are a pretty big deal. People see this as the beginning of the year, as a time to get rid of bad habits and start trying new things. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. If you want to use the first of the year as a springboard to make some changes, quit smoking, go to the gym, stop cheating on your spouse, whatever you feel like you need to do, man, then just go right ahead. Me personally, I've never really been much of a New Year's resolution type of guy. I normally, if it's something I need to do, if it's a change I need to make, then I really just go ahead and do it. The only thing I say at the end of the year is just try to do better next year. Whatever, even if not saying that like I'll have the bad year before, you'll have a good year. Whatever I've done before, I just want to improve on it, Other than that, I don't really make too many resolutions. Like I'm going to start first of the year, I'm going to start doing this. Like, nah, I just go ahead and do it, man. But everybody's different. Everybody, tackles challenges and makes changes however they see fit. But I'm not going to lie, man. 2022 was pretty much a blur, man. It's like this year went away faster than fucking monkeypox. Wait, hold on. Seriously, though. What happened to monkeypox? It seemed like it was just coming to kill everybody, right? Like, it was everywhere, like all over the news, like monkeypox is coming. You got to watch out. You won't mess around and be another lockdown because of monkeypox. And then it just went away. Didn't hear nothing about it. Really kind of strange. But seriously, man, it seemed like just last week, Will Smith was slapping the shit out of Chris Rock live at the Oscars. And now the year is over. It's just kind of wild, man, how time is flying. Like, this year really, really just got out the way. Like, 2023 just needs to come in a hurry for whatever reason. But a lot of things did happen this year. Brittany Griner was arrested in Russia just before Russia started a war in Ukraine, which is something that a lot of people have also seemed to have forgotten about, except for Joe Biden, who just seems to want to cash out Ukraine about a few $1 billion about once a month or so. Apparently, a lot of people spent 2022 brushing up on their foreign policy because there are a lot of experts on the internet now that were chiming in on how BG got home, calling the prisoner swap, quote, the worst trade ever, which is pretty fucking weird to me because what prisoner swaps were you aware of before? What exactly are you comparing this to? Most people probably didn't even know that prisoner swaps between nations was a thing before this, but now you're ready to give your expert opinion. I don't know, that's just weird. People were also upset because there is still an ex-Marine in prison in Russia, and people think we should have gotten him out instead of Brittany Griner because of his service to our country, of course. A lot of those same people with that opinion walk past homeless veterans in the street every day and don't bat an eye. But yeah, go ahead and go off. Uh, it's just kind of indicative of how 2022 and people with their opinions is very, very strange. The good people at Merriam-Webster, the people that make dictionaries, decided that their word for 2022 is gaslighting, which I think is a pretty solid choice. I feel like the only words I heard more this year were narcissist and Kanye, both of which I never have to hear again ever in life, like ever. In case you are wondering what the exact definition of gaslighting is, it is the psychological manipulation of a person, usually over an extended period of time, that causes the victim to question the validity of their own thoughts, perception of reality, or memories, and typically leads to confusion, loss of confidence and self-esteem, uncertainty of one's emotional or mental stability, and a dependency on the perpetrator. And if that doesn't describe the last few years on Earth, I don't know what will. I mean, that is pretty fucking accurate, man. I feel like the only word that could have better described 2022 is inflation. Cause shit, why is everything so expensive? It's like every corporation on Earth decided that 2022 was the year that they get it back in blood. I mean, 2020, 2021, we had stimulus checks, man. We had PPP loans. People discovered Tulum. Everybody was just going on vacation, just out here living their best lives. Man, they didn't come to get all of that money back. Like all that shit y'all was flexing over these past couple of years. Like, oh yeah, y'all got money now, huh? All right, well, let's go jack up the price on everything. Everything is more expensive. Like even eggs is like out of control. Like I know people talking about like they paid damn near $10 for a carton of eggs, which is, yeah, man. Gas got to be about $6 a gallon this summer. Thankfully, that started to come down a bit, but we have yet to cross the who all over their threshold, which is a pretty essential question now because ain't nobody trying to waste no gas money on no foolishness. Like we need to know like who's there, what's going on, and then we decide if it's important enough for us to like spend our gas to go to that destination because ain't nobody trying to waste nothing. But groceries, nah, and they ain't going down at all. And now Walmart is saying that they may have to close some stores because people are stealing too much out of self-checkout. Well, you don't say. People can't afford groceries. Of course they're going to steal. And most people consider it an employee discount because they're ringing up their own groceries anyway. You want to stop people from stealing? Close self-checkout and hire more than 2 human cashiers at a time. Radical idea, I know. Just hire more people and give them jobs instead of closing stores because people are stealing out of self-checkout that doesn't use humans. It's a novel concept. I don't know. Maybe it could work. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Your boy Joe Biden, a.k.a. Sleepy Joe, did try to help the people out a little bit this year with student loan forgiveness. But a lot of those same politicians that got millions of dollars in PPP loans forgiven apparently had an issue with average citizens getting about 10 to 20K in debt relief, which is pretty wild to me. So now that's tied up in court. And we may or may not even get that. I guess we'll have to wait until 2023 to find out. Speaking of finding shit out, a few people found out they were getting cheated on. Nia Long just got dragged through the mud, man, publicly by her former boyfriend, ex-Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka, which serves her right after what she did to Darius. Sidebar, can we now we're adults. Can we all just agree that Love Jones really wasn't that great of a movie? But we can have that discussion another time. But yeah, man, it got pretty ugly. Many people argued whether all the details and all that stuff, do we really need to know all of this? Like, it could have been a private matter, but they put all the details out there, man. They were engaged for like 7 years, which seems to be a little bit of a red flag to me. But, hey, man, some people have long engagements. Obviously, that engagement is over now. And Nia Long, even though she's in her 50s, still fine as frog hair. I think she'll be all right. Also, Adam Levine got exposed after a woman he is alleged to have had an affair with decides to share some messages that they exchange online. Um, and I actually admire Adam Levine for his commitment. If Die with the Lie was a person, it'd be him. He ain't admit nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. I never touched that woman. He said I crossed the line with the messages, even though in the messages they talking about seeing each other in person. But hey, man, he said I ain't never touched that woman. I don't know what you're talking about. She's lying. I ain't had no affairs. I love my wife, and he stuck with it, man. I admire his commitment. He ain't going down with the ship. Also, in not such a laughing matter, Roe versus Wade was overturned this year, which in effect ended the federal constitutional right to abortion in the United States, which is a pretty huge deal. We figured out that a lot of people believe that even if a woman gets pregnant by her rapist, she should be forced to have that child, regardless if she wants to or not. It's pretty wild, especially considering most people have never been in that situation. And I'm pretty sure if they were, they wouldn't want somebody forcing them to do something that they don't want to do with their bodies. But hey, people love telling people to do shit that they would never want to do for themselves. That's another discussion for another day. But this year also saw the world's population, go over 8 billion people. Now, I'm definitely not saying that there's a correlation between the two, but the timing of that is pretty fucking ironic, isn't it? Speaking of irony, probably the wildest story I heard this year was a white man decided that going forward, he was going to identify as an African American, despite being born and living his entire life as a white man up until that point. Now, that's an odd trait, because would you really want to make that swap? I mean, if you really think about it, can all things considered, state of the country, state of the world, I don't know, man. That's a pretty interesting swap. But he did this during Black History Month. I mean, the cojones on this guy. I mean, the audacity of this man. That's a white man for you. Jerry Banfield was a streamer partnered with Facebook Gaming and came out as Black on February 16th of this year, and Facebook Gaming immediately terminated their partnership. So it's safe to say that he's really gotten the full Black experience. It's wild, man. He had a vlog going up, man. I didn't watch too much of it, but I saw he had like stuff like 30 days and counting as a Black man, and still very, very white. It's strange, man. Strange. Just one of the many strange things that happened this year in 2022. As 2022 comes to a close, I have a few things that I would like to stop happening. Number one, that Beyonce TikTok dance, all right, enough, all right? We've all seen it. I feel like everybody's fucking done it, right? I think at this point, we've all had enough, all right? So please, just stop, all right? Just move on to something else. I prefer no TikTok dances ever again, but I know that's not really a reality. They're trying to get TikTok banned here, which is hilarious. We'll see how that goes. Number two, can we stop letting Kanye talk? I mean, seriously, no more interviews, none. No more podcasts, no blogs, nothing. I know all people care about these days is clicks and views, and Ye is definitely going to benefit your metrics, but come on, man, the guy is obviously disturbed, all right? Stop putting the microphone and the camera in his face. Let him go do whatever he needs to do, but just stop interviewing Ye, because it just keeps getting wilder, keeps getting crazier, and we just need to let him go be by himself for a little while and figure out whatever he needs to figure it out. 3, and I guess this kind of lines up with 2. Stop saying narcissist. I'm glad that everyone has learned a new word, and there are definitely some narcissists in this world. There are quite a few of them. But everyone that you don't like, everybody that did you wrong, is not a narcissist, okay? Stop putting the label on everyone. It is not a catch-all term, all right? It's a very specific term for a very specific group of people. So let's just stop, all right? Everybody's not a narcissist. 2022, man. It's definitely interesting. I think we're all ready to see what 2023 has to offer us. Hopefully one of those things is cheaper groceries. For me personally, 2022 was interesting. There was a lot of great things that happened this year. There was some not so great things that happened this year. I think that's just kind of life, isn't it? You know, balance, you know, yin and yang, dark and light. Got to take the good with the bad. One great thing that happened this year was this. Channel 914 officially launched with 914 Media Group. We launched in June of 2022. And now we're 15 episodes in, 2 shows, Channel 914, and just released the new color commentary, which is basically my video editorial pieces. I have a lot of regular listeners, regular watchers, people that really rock with me, man, and I definitely appreciate you all. I've gained got 163 subscribers, which is small potatoes, but in the beginning, it's really great for me. Obviously, I hope that those numbers continue to climb and more people watch and more people catch on. But for where I am right now, I'm eternally grateful because nobody has to watch. Nobody has to pay attention. I'm appreciative to all the feedback I get, man, all the people that comment on things that I said and people that hit me up personally and tell me they watched this episode, what they liked. Some people tell me what they didn't like, which I also appreciate. I need that feedback. I need people to tell me, like, you know, hey, you could do this better. This could change. You could try this because I'm learning. Just starting this, man. I'm just trying something new. But I appreciate everything, man. And I hope y'all continue to rock with me in 2023. But before I get out of here, let me say this. The holidays are a great time, man. Filled with joy and laughter, anticipation, love. Many people look forward to this time of year because they know they're going to get to see people and family that they haven't seen in a while. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, it's who we know we're not going to see that affects us most. Holidays can be complicated for people who have lost loved ones. It makes that absence all that more apparent when everyone else comes to gather in fellowship. This is going to be my 4th holiday season without my brother, who passed in September of 2019. It's still pretty rough, especially during this time of year, man. I can't really say it's gotten easier. I've just learned to deal with it more and, you know, cope with it, I guess you can say. I used to really look forward to family gatherings. Now they're a bit of a sore spot for me because I know he's not going to be there with me like he always was, at least not physically. Every year on New Year's Eve, if we weren't already together and we spent a lot of New Year's Eves together, kicking it, we would call each other at midnight and just to say Happy New Year to each other. And not being able to do that now, man, it tears me up. The very first New Year's Eve I had without him, I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to sit at home and do nothing. It just didn't feel right, you know. Him not being here, me going out and having a good time, and me not even being able to call him, you know. So I wasn't going to go anywhere. Thankfully, I have good friends that would not allow me to just sit around and grieve. So I ended up going out. And I ended up having one of the wildest, most memorable nights of my life. Um, that night ended with me singing karaoke at the President's Lounge. That's a place that me and my brother spent many a night together. And if you're not from Chicago, then you have no idea what the President's Lounge is. If you are from Chicago, and definitely if you're from the South Side, you know exactly what the President's Lounge is. I sang Prince that night. My brother loved Prince. He was a huge, huge Prince fanatic, man. We used to watch Purple Rain almost daily as a kid. So, and it didn't really dawn on me the correlation of that night and me singing Prince. Something I realized later is just kind of what I chose to sing. I sang Little Red Corvette. That's actually one of my go-to karaoke songs. I know that song word for word. But I'm glad that I really didn't sit in the house alone that night and just grieve. And I know for a lot of people, if you just recently lost a loved one and this is your first holiday season without them, I just want to tell you to don't just sit at home and grieve, right? Try to go about things as you normally would. If you have traditions, try to keep those, even with your loved ones that have passed on. One tradition that I keep with my brother is a bottle exchange. We would always give each other bottles of liquor around Christmas, Father's Day, all that stuff, you know. So I still do that with him. I buy him a bottle every year on Christmas and on Father's Day. So, you know, it's those little things that kind of like help and keep you moving, man. So to all of my people that are grieving loved ones through the holidays, may you be reminded of the good times you shared. And may those memories help carry you through the season. Love is eternal, so as long as you still feel the love that you shared, then a part of them is always with you. I love you all. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Peace.